Hi, I'm Emily and welcome back to News Bytes. I want to start off by saying I have a bit of a sore throat, so excuse me if I sound congested or a little hoarse. This week's newsletter is called Treachery Unleashed, and it's on John chapter 18, verses 1 through 27. Shalom, friends. Everyone hates to be betrayed, especially betrayers. I just made that up. It's not hard to come up with pithy sayings about betrayal because we all have such strong feelings about it. We are looking at the betrayal of Messiah by Judas in John chapter 18, and this portion of scripture always seems to provoke discussions of betrayals more recently suffered. I thought I would look on the internet to see what I could find on the subject, and I found a lot. Below is a very small fraction of opinion readily available from the common culture about betrayal. Where possible, I included the name of the author. In other cases, no author was named. Here's some random thoughts to ponder. Betrayal is common for men with no conscience. When somebody betrays you, it is the reflection of their character, not yours. And that's very important because when someone betrays you, you might think, oh, well, what did I do wrong? Or, I did misjudge their character. But it's not about you. It's about them. When you betray somebody else, you also betray yourself. Isaac Bashevis Singer. It's hard to tell who has your back from who has it long enough just to stab you in it. Nicole Richie. Stab the body and it heals, but injure the heart and the wound lasts a lifetime. Mineko Iwasaki. It's very true. When someone betrays our trust, when they betray us, period, but it's mostly a trust thing, it can ruin our future relationships if we let it, and it can make us wary to trust the people we already have a relationship with, family members, or the more you're betrayed by people you love, and this seems to be very prominent nowadays with friends, responsibility and commitment and trust and honesty and keeping your word aren't really a lot of important values to a lot of people in the world. I mean, they still are to what I found older people, no offense to people my age, because there are trustworthy people my age too, and in my age bracket and younger, okay? Trust me, I'm not trying to, get on anybody. But it's kind of more like older values of keeping your word, and it's about character. When someone betrays that trust or goes back on their word or anything, it's just a bad reflection on them, and it hurts you and makes you more wary of trusting anyone else. It kind of makes you lose faith in humanity, which I know a lot of people are losing faith in humanity nowadays because of this and a lot of other things. Better to have an enemy who slaps you in the face than a friend who stabs you in the back. It is preferable. At least it's honest. It's particularly hard to take being stabbed in the back close to home. There's always a feeling of betrayal when people of your own group oppose you. Catherine McKinnon. The worst kind of hurt is betrayal because it means someone was willing to hurt you just to make themselves feel better. It's true. And usually people who betray you are very close to you. So it hurts even more because you think that they would never do that because they know you and they love you, right? The worst pain in the world goes beyond the physical, even further beyond any other emotional pain one can feel. It is the betrayal of a friend. Heather Brewer. Some people are willing to betray years of friendship just to get a little bit of the spotlight. Friends are supposed to be there for you when you cry, not the reason you cry. The saddest thing about betrayal is that it never comes from your enemies. Nothing hurts more than being disappointed by the single person you thought would never hurt you. It is easier to forgive an enemy than to forgive a friend. William Blake. It was a mistake, you said, but the cruel thing was it felt like the mistake was mine for trusting you. David Levithan. There is nothing more painful than the times when your paranoia turns out to be perfectly working intuition. It's true. Sometimes in your relationships with other people, you might, if you are hesitant to trust others, I've done this before, and it seems to be a common thing with people who have anxiety, is to be paranoid of others and imagine the worst possible scenario, the worst possible case. And that's something you have to overcome. But, even when you do overcome it, sometimes it was true. And that really sucks. And I'm pretty sure it's happened to many people. Some people aren't loyal to you. They are loyal to their need of you. Once their needs change, so does their loyalty. When I was younger, my grandma said something similar to me many times. Some people don't love you, they love how you make them feel. Trust can be lost within seconds, takes a lifetime to regain, and is never as strong again afterward. I'm not really sure why, but do you stop loving someone just because they betray you? I don't think so, and that's what makes betrayal hurt so much. Pain, frustration, anger, and I still loved her. I still do. Brandon Sanderson. Love comes to those who still hope after disappointment, who still believe after betrayal, and who still love after they've been hurt. Very true. If you just become pessimistic and never trust anybody, how can you have any fulfilling, meaningful relationships after that with your Creator, with Yeshua, and with other people to help them if you don't freely love? You have to be like a child, which is very hard, but children love so easily. And even when their parents hurt them, they can forget about that and keep loving. That's what we need to be like. If you spend your time hoping someone will suffer the consequences for what they did to your heart, then you're allowing them to hurt you a second time in your mind. Shannon L. Alder. Yeah. Reading some of these is going to make me cry. I won't cry. I'm just kidding. Half kidding. The biggest mistake I made in life is trusting one person who has betrayed me multiple times. I wish I wasn't this nice. Stop swimming across oceans for people who won't jump a puddle for you. Everyone suffers at least one bad betrayal in their lifetime. The trick is not to let it destroy your trust in others when that happens. Don't let them take that from you. Sherilyn Kenyon. Very true. Very true. You can't let other people take that from you, the ability to trust and love others. Then you're just letting them win. You're giving up. Though it is a lot easier when you have Yeshua, because then he always loves you, and it's not you ever when you're betrayed. It's not you. It's the other person. Like one of the earlier quotes mentioned. It's a reflection of their character, not yours. It is more shameful to distrust our friends than to be deceived by them. And that's very true too. Forgiveness doesn't excuse their behavior. Forgiveness prevents their behavior from destroying your heart. When I was younger, my grandma also said something like this to me. She had to explain it to me, but it's basically the same thing this quote just said. Forgive yourself for the blindness that put you in the path of those who betrayed you. Sometimes a good heart doesn't see the bad. And I think that's true for a lot of believers, because a lot of believers are taken advantage of. And sometimes it's hard to conceive of the evil other people can do. You have to forgive yourself for that. It's not, even if it's blindness, it's not your fault. Unless like Yahweh showed you and was trying to warn you all the time, I mean, it's still blindness, but you do have to forgive yourself for that too. I reward loyalty with loyalty and disloyalty with distance. Betrayal at the level of life and death is foretold in Scripture for our time in the days just ahead. According to Scripture, the betrayers will include people as close as fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, and friends. Nothing is quite as jarring to human emotions as betrayal by someone both dearly loved and fully trusted. It makes sense that knowing this is coming and knowing what a danger it can be, that we take a good look at the betrayal of Yeshua. It is prudent to prepare ourselves for the days ahead. We've all been betrayed, but the betrayal of Yeshua Messiah is the worst betrayal. But that's why he understands it so well. If you've been betrayed, he knows it. And he knows how it feels, how much it hurts. But the important things are, don't let it ruin your trust in the people you love who are close to you. Don't let it ruin your self-worth. It is jarring. You have to forgive yourself for not seeing it sooner. And just because someone betrayed you doesn't mean you should put the expectation of what that person did when they hurt you on everyone else in your life. You need to love freely. It's hard, but possible with Yeshua, as we all know. So, if you liked this News Bytes, leave a comment below, subscribe, give this video a like, and I'll see you next week. And watch Treachery Unleashed on John chapter 18, right here.